Hello, Augies worldwide. I'm Dave Casler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ask Dave. And this happens to be a review of a brand new battery. And now let's unbox this. Main features: pure sine wave AC output, dual fan cooling, multiple safety features supercharged by inverter, 4.9-inch extra large digital screen, low battery reminder, battery management system, and huge capacity. It's got about 2 kilowatt hours in it. That's quite a bit. Now, it talks about charging time about 2 hours, battery capacity 2 kilowatt hours. By the way, 2 kilowatt hours where we live is about 30 cents, so 30 cents worth of electricity. Input can go up to 50 volts, so a 24 volt solar panel can charge it. And it's got all kinds of things. Some kind of a little bag. These will be the cables. And it is, in fact, a portable power station. Okay? And we will see what's inside. Let's keep digging. The top opens up to a little box. Overload protection. Okay, that's a circuit breaker. If it pops, you can reset it. Okay, and if you look down here, you will see solar panel input or any 12 volt source or 24 volt source, and then it takes a standard computer plug in there for the standard, and it will take up to 1100 watts max. So I suspect this comes with a pretty hefty power cord. Let's see what we got in the boxes here. We've got the power source, product instructions, how to make it work, troubleshooting, what everything means on the display. Okay, UPS mode, plug it in to that computer thing, and then the loader equipment. It'll keep a computer running for quite a while. Okay, solar panels can go into here. You can do solar panels in series, okay, from these different solar panels, and it wants that little yellow plug. Car charging from the X90 port here. Charge a card. This cable is not included. Battery specifications. A single battery pack is 51.2 volts. Okay, 51.2 volts. So these things are in series. Here's your warranty card, and then you can read it in Chinese. Is that Chinese or is, I don't know, I'd have to have an expert look at that and see if that's actually Chinese or if it is Japanese or it's not Korean. Okay, so all the different things you can do. You get a card, scan the Amazon store page QR code, the following AFERY or AFERY. Okay, 5-year warranty, although I have no idea how you would exercise that. Here's some cords, which again can go in that little compartment on top. This is for a solar panel, and a big one at that. Okay, now I have power pole connectors on mine. These are standard solar power connectors, but I've taken those off my 24 volt solar panel and put Anderson power pole on there. This is the heavy computer type plug-in cord. If for some reason you lose this, you can use any one of them. And then this is a bag that looks like this goes over the whole thing. Now we're going to do some tests. We'll take a look at the sine wave that it actually puts out, make sure it really is a sine wave. And then we're going to do some power capabilities and so on. These are standardized tests that I do on all of the boxes that I received. So let's come over here and look at this. This is our AFERY logo on here, quite stylized. We have a DC where you can plug in a cigarette lighter type thing. There's also one here that will some 12 volts, and then down here we have another. This one right here will handle 25 amps. So if you're going to connect this to a ham radio rig, you'd want to connect it through here. Now the inputs are over here, the 110 volt outputs are over here. There's 6. We do have this little light. Okay, the main power button is here. Now note that there is one little USB-C that will go up to 100 watts. And you have to turn these on. And it shows right there that you turn it on. Now I've got 60 hertz on this thing right here. And if you look over here on the oscilloscope, we see that it is pretty much a sine wave. It's not a perfect sine wave, but it's very close to being a good sine wave. Okay? Now, let's try some loads on this. This is a heater. It'll go to either 850 watts or 1300 watts. And here we just turn the fan on. It's not making much difference in anything. Here we turn it on 800 watts. We're still looking at a nice sine wave over there. And this is warm, yes. And then 1300 watts, and it's still plugging along over there. It says right here that we're getting 1200 watts out. This thing's probably rated at 120. This is just putting out 110. Okay, and you could actually leave this on for an hour without taking this thing all the way down. Now I'm going to try something. I'm going to turn this all the way off, and I'm going to plug in a highly inductive load. This means that the power factor for this is far from 1, especially when it's just getting started. So let's take a look now. I'm going to move this over here. It's actually most inductive right here. Let's turn this heater back on to max, 1300 watts, and try this thing right here. Okay. Well, I must say it passes these tests with flying colors. Okay, so we have an 850 watt load on this, okay? Now, I'm going to come over here and we're going to listen. I'm just going to put it on 40 meters. Okay, I'm going to tune it to where I don't think there's any signal. And now, we've got the load here. What happens when I turn the load off? Now, keep looking at that one while I turn this thing on and off. Okay, do you hear any static or noise difference? I don't. Well, this is quite an interesting box. This thing puts out up to 20 amps. I mean, it'll go up quite a ways. We've got what it will do on the back here. 2400 watt portable power station, model AF-210, okay. Battery capacity is 2 kilowatt hours. AC charge, it'll take up to 110 watts max. DC input, up to 24 volt panel. 24 volt panel will go up to like 37 volts. 48 volt panel will go over 50 volts too fast. Okay, so we've got the continuous outputs for these different things here. And the DC output, carport output, is 10 amps. The LED just takes 1 watt. And the AC outlets, there are 6 of them, and you can do either 50 or 60 hertz. Off-grid mode rated 2400 watts. Now you can use this thing as an uninterruptible power supply. And the mode is rated at 1100, peak 2200. So you could have this between the wall and your computer, and if the electric power turned off, you could go for over an hour with this thing before you have to finally give up to the fact that the power is off. We can look this up on Amazon. There's the link for it below. Okay, brand new on the market, big, heavy. So there we have it. We have seen what this thing will do. We have discovered it is a pure sine wave inverter, that it can handle a substantial load. We put 1300 watts on it with the heater. That it also will run a highly inductive load, such as a saw or a drill or something like that. Also, we have checked it for RFI for our ham radio circuits, and have found that there's no additional noise on ham radio, so it's good all the way around. This would be a good thing, I think, to put in your car, like if you're doing POTA or something like that. Boy, the thing would last forever. You can do full 100 watts out for many hours. If you want a pretty substantial UPS, suppose your power goes out a lot, this thing can keep your computer going for quite a while you're waiting for the power to go back on. If, after about an hour, the power doesn't come back on, probably should shut everything down, wait for the power to come on. It can be charged by solar panel. I would recommend 24 volt panels, and you can wire them in a series if you want to. The DC input is up to 500 watts max. Now, my 24 volt solar panel is a 250 watt panel, so it'll take 2 of those. And the little charge controller that I use, that I explored in a December issue of QST, is more than up to the challenge. So there you have it. This is a pretty good device. I'm going to put it in our RV and use it as something that we can rely on if we end up somewhere way out in the middle of nowhere and we're having trouble. This will power the Starlink, and we can use our phones with the Starlink, and it'll be a very good thing to have. So if you would like to help this channel, you can go to dcasler.com/support, or become a member on YouTube, or you can just, if you want to do a one-time throw something in the pot, you can do a super chat. You can choose how much you want in there. So if you add a chat to any YouTube video and throw in $2 or $3, it'll come up. We catch that, by the way, and the names of all of the people who are adding support to the channel are listed at the end of every long form video, including this one. So until we next meet, 73.